Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, and with me, back because that's just how he is, and he knows his place.
What?
It's the Whiskey Mutant. Hi, Eric.
I know my place. Am I allowed to say hi?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean that.
I've ever felt like a co-host ever.
I'm really sorry.
You know your place. You shut your mouth and know your role, jabroni. That's what you wanted to say.
I really didn't mean that.
You did.
I really didn't.
I know your soul.
For I know the plans I have for you. Ephesians 12, whatever. That's not even Ephesians. I don't know. Hold on, don't go into tongues. Don't go into tongues. What are you on the state floor?
Give me a snack!
All right. Oh, well, anyway. I hope you've had a good week. Man, this has been a busy week for TIMBP. I tell you what, if you are not quite up to speed yet, we will go ahead and let you know that tickets for the live show, that's right, they are finally
Put the link right there.
Sale. Yeah, I guess there's not really a hyperlink, I guess.
Put it right there. Put something there to make me
there's
not
something
look
there.
bad.
No, there's something there. There's something on screen, but
Steamboat
if you're
Willie?
No, I'm trying to like
God, I love him. Tickets to the live show. Go get it. Bigger than ever. Better than ever. Downtown Lexington, May 25th, 6 to 9. Brands, Kenny Coleman, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Kenny from Bourbon Pursuit is going to be our co-host for the evening. We have brands that are going to be offering tastings for the night. There is going to be food there that you can enjoy throughout the evening.
Giveaways.
It is not going to be. Yes, there's going to be giving
We're
away.
Give stuff away. Givings away. Thanksgivings. They're going to get stuff.
I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you.
Great.
I got you something after you tell. After that. Keep going.
Oh, okay. It's not going to be our typical live show that we have done in the past. The way that we have done it before is you go into a room, you sit down, and
we lock the door.
We lock the door. You
Can't leave.
You have to search the room for the code to find where the key is to get out of the room, and
But
after
first,
that,
you have to listen to us.
right? And you watch us on stage, and we do a podcast and everything, but it's going to be different this time. You're going to be able to hang out. Intermittently, we're going to be recording some stuff. We're going to be talking to people from different brands. We're going to be talking about their whiskeys. We're going to be
tasting their whiskey.
Tasting
Maybe
it.
we'll review one.
You might be tasting it along with us.
We're going to make Kenny pair something. Kenny will do a pour over. I guarantee it.
Oh, he's going full mutant.
Kenny will be.
It's going to be full
mutinized.
TIMBP. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be completely different, but it's going to be the most immersive experience that you are going to have at a TIMBP live event.
Right.
Thus far, and I couldn't be more excited about it. This has been a long time in the works, but it came together very quickly, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Tickets are below. That's all I'll say right now. I'm sure they're going to go very quickly. May 25th in downtown Lexington, base 110, 6 to 9 p.m. I'm sure we're going to be hanging out afterwards in downtown Lex. You're going to want to be there.
Hey, and if you are only
VIP tickets are also available.
VIP tickets are on sale as well.
And those also include access to the live show.
To the live show. But I was going to say, if the rooms haven't been filled, if you just want to come into town for the live show, maybe you need a place to stay. message us. We could probably figure out some kind of VIP rate or something.
Yes.
A TIMBP rate, I guess you would say.
Whoa. No, that rate, the rate at 21C, that's available at any time during that period for the weekend.
There you go.
So you're good. Like any time between, I guess, like, I don't think it's that whole week, but basically
Thursday.
between like the 22nd through the 26th or the 7th.
There you go.
So
you got
it
a place to
applies,
stay.
but
it's a really good deal.
So there's basically 3 different links in the description below. I separated the VIP link and the live show ticket link
because the
this
live
year.
show is part of the VIP too. So.
Yeah, exactly. Just to kind of like make sure that the folks weren't too confused this year. You didn't have to do that. That was unnecessary.
You know who you are. Woo!
Anyway, there's 3 different links. There is the VIP ticket link that is now available to everybody. There's the live show ticket link, and then there is the hotel booking link. So all that's available.
Come hang out. Come party.
Please come hang out with us. We'd love to see you.
I'll put a pour over right in your mouth. I got something for you. Before we get into, we're going to do sips and snacks, and I got the right sips and snacks this week. But before we go any farther,
okay,
you don't get enough credit for the editing and the hard work you put into the podcast. Sorry, I'm trying to be serious. What? No, a little peek behind the curtain. Barry edits everything and he puts everything on the apps. He puts everything on YouTube.
When my fingers bleed.
He's up late. I'm barely in charge of the Instagram stuff.
I don't have any faith in where this is going now.
Listen, but I want to compensate you on your hard work. I got you a present.
Oh my gosh.
I got you something. This is not only to compensate you for the work you've done, but the work you will do for TIMBP, for your own show. I got you a present. A little motivation to keep going.
It's Woodford Reserve.
I got you a little bit of Woodford Reserve.
You know what? Nothing says I'm in favor of workers' rights like a bottle of Woodford Reserve.
So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we got too far in.
Well, thank you. And I will remember this when I'm considering whether or not I'm going to support myself.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go.
TIMBP.
I appreciate
We
you.
support workers' rights and gifts of Woodford.
All right. There you go. Now, on to a segment that we like to call Sips and Snacks. Sometimes we do Flying Blind, which we blind each other. But this week, we do Sips and Snacks. What?
That was good. That was a good follow-up joke.
If you...
we forgot to tell people where they can support the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month, but for as little as $5 a month, you get bonus content over there. And Patreon is also where you get early access to tickets for things like the live show and the VIP access for the meetup. We can
all
use all that stuff. Yeah.
Patreon.
Anyway, sorry.
Do it.
I apologize for interrupting you.
No, I forgot that. But if you go back about 2 weeks, our friend Emily, very long time listener and supporter of the show, mentioned she heard on somebody's podcast that Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies were unpairable. You know what that did to me? As someone who's actually paired Thin Mints before, you know what that did to me? Can you make? Can you? I wish you could turn me Super Saiyan right now. No, turn me into Vegeta. Just show Vegeta right here. That's how mad I got. I can pair this.
I believe in you.
You could pair this. Watching
your mutant pride.
Listening, everybody listening, watching, you can pair this. And I ain't going into no crazy pairing. We're going to turn it into like a mint chocolate chip cookie, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to straight up show you how to pair it the easiest way possible. And we're going to take it, we're going to pair it, we're going to pour it over, and we're going to show them that you can do it. So I actually had to like source these cookies because nobody's selling them right now. Did we already miss it, or they've just not sold them here? Do you know?
I
haven't really seen them lately.
I feel like I got my allocation of Girl Scout cookies about a month ago.
Okay, well, I didn't. I guess my little neighbor got kicked out of the Girl Scouts or something, because that's who we always.
Do you know what you have to do to get kicked out of the Girl Scouts?
Well, I believe it, because anyway. But a friend at work had a whole box of everything in their office, and I snuck in there, and I couldn't take the whole thing because they only had one box of 10 minutes, but I stole some.
Okay.
I stole Girl Scout cookies for this.
Did you leave like a couple nickels or something?
No.
Okay.
They take stuff from me all the time.
I don't tell nobody.
All right, so we got a bag Thin Mint cookies. We're going to go simple.
It was like confiscated or taken from like the confiscation locker or something.
And yes, the simplest pairing for these is a good rye. And it's not a 95.5 rye.
Oh, man, these smell good.
It's more of a Kentucky rye. We're going to pair the last of this Wilderness Trail rye that we have.
Oh, snap.
Because it's going to have a little bit of rye spice, a little bit of mint, but it's also going to give you like vanilla, and I do think it will be like a mint ice cream.
Has that been there the whole time?
No.
The prestige.
This is a Wilderness Trail rye. This is 110 proof. It's a pick from California, actually. It's called the Big Red Machine. It's got cane on the back of it. We're going to finish this, and we're going to pair it with this Girl Scout cookie. And Old Forester rye would work. Even a 95.5 rye would work. I think the 95.5 rye is a little too much rye for the mint. It kind of overpowers it.
Oh, this is so good.
But just grab a good rye and pair it with a Thin Mint cookie. That's a great little cookie. I don't even like mint that much. And these are so good.
I love mint, man.
All right.
I messed up.
Oh, man. Dude, that's so good. There's the cat.
All right.
Don't get hair on everything. Like, how is that not? I mean, I'm going for another one. You want another one?
I should probably have another one, considering I spilled most of my.
Here.
I should get over there.
Take a bite.
What the flick?
And then just do the soak. Do the soak. Dude, it's so good. I got cat hair on my hand. The mint is still there, but it actually dials it back a little bit, and you get more of a kind of a cherry, like a candy cane, chocolate candy cane on that. I could not believe somebody would say you can't do that. And soak it.
Like the Mormons.
Just need a shaker. So good. So good. Wilderness Trail rye, or any other rye that you have that's not 95.5. What is Wilderness Trail rye's mash bill? Will you look that up for me?
I will look that up right now. Jamie, will you check that for us, please?
Since you've been motivated to work harder.
56% rye, 33% corn, 11%
Kentucky rye.
barley.
Kind of a barley rye. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Try it. There you go. Drop the mic. What have you been drinking recently?
Well, I tell you, I have been going back recently because I've seen people saying that after at least a couple of weeks, it opens up and improves. The new Booker Springfield batch.
Oh. Because how much does it improve?
Quite a bit.
Really?
I'm not saying that it's out of this world, like good, but it is definitely much more drinkable.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten around to trying it as a Macedon old fashioned. So it's still on the table. I'm just not quite there with it. No, I'm not here currently. I mean, like the proverbial table. But it's the weirdest thing. Other than the Green River bottles that I bought for my live stream last night, excuse me. Well, and I guess the bottles that I got for today's stream episode, whatever. I haven't bought anything in like 2 weeks.
You probably got a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's really nice. So,
nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, we had a little kind of every couple of weeks, we take the kids down to get some pizza at Goodfellas, but me and April go to James Pepper Distillery, have an old fashioned. So I had a old fashioned from the distillery there. Always so good. I love their old fashions. They crush up the sugar cubes. They mix in the bitters with that. Add their rye, 1776. Is that what it is? Rye. So good. What else? That's honestly, other than I had some of our pick from last year's TIMBP weekend, the Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company single barrel, the first pick that they ever done, which was our pick. I had some of that last night with Perry, joined him on the stream. So if you got some extra time, want to go back and listen to what we have to say about the news, bourbon news, and Green River. No connection to the pick. Then go back and listen to that. But that's about it. I've kept it kind of light too. I save it for this day.
Yeah, I do it for
the children.
For content in general. At this point, dinner, a little bit.
Oh, but it's okay to take breaks in between.
Hey, I want to
no.
punch you in the mouth. No, I want to talk about something real quick. A little more serious, I guess.
Boy.
But I don't know how to get into this, I guess. And it's not I take full responsibility for it, I suppose. We have taken a massive hit in, maybe I shouldn't even be like admitting this. It feels like I shouldn't be showing my cards.
I know what you're trying to say. We want to know what you want to hear.
Yes. Because we've had a huge dip in listenership for TIMBP recently, and I do take responsibility for it, and I just never want to get to a point where what we are doing is not what people don't want to listen to.
Yeah.
And this is not something that on a regular basis people are not happy with. And Eric and I both agree, and I completely get behind this notion that, and I don't mean to like pat ourselves on the back or anything too much, but I fully believe that we are the best bourbon podcast out there.
Yeah.
Like the most diverse, funniest, weirdest show that appeals not just to bourbon drinkers, but we do as many different things as we can, and we see what we can throw at the wall and sticks. So,
but maybe we want to know. Maybe you want more bourbon stuff. Maybe you want more of this. We, like Perry said, we kind of pride ourselves on being the podcast that you can pour up and then not necessarily have to just talk about the bourbon you're drinking, but a little bit of humor, what a movie or show or book or you're reading. Like, we talk about that stuff, but maybe you want it in a different way. Maybe you want a bunch of bourbon stuff up front so you can get it out of the way and then you can come back and listen to the other content. I don't know. We just want to know what you think.
Yes, but at the same time, I do, like, introspectively feel like we can do a better job with making the actual bourbon content more front and center. So on top of there being, which you can find in the description below, both in the video and audio version of the podcast, a Google Doc form, which you can fill out and respond to and let us know your specific thoughts. There will be questions that you can respond to, both, just like short answer and, different, like, not, what am I trying to say?
A place for you to say what.
Yeah, there's just different options.
It's a Google Doc. Fill it out.
I also feel like we can just make the bourbon content more front and center here.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we are going to kind of like re-promise ourselves to being a bourbon first podcast, I suppose, while still trying to appeal to all of these other things that we think make us a truly unique and different podcast within the bourbon space. But yeah, I think it bourbon is what got us to where we are, and I don't want to ignore that. So with that in mind, I'm going to try to keep us more focused on the bourbon stuff, and with that in mind, I don't. Huh?
It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to keep me in line.
I don't think it's gonna be that difficult. The good thing is you like bourbon.
I do like bourbon. I like a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I know, but you also like.
I like booze too.
The bad news is I don't have those.
Damn it. No, I get it. Stay focused, mutant. Bourbon.
So what will happen is we'll still probably have not probably, but we'll more than likely have like reviews and everything in our episodes, but we'll have our what we've been drinking and everything. But then in the middle of the episode, still have like a main topic, and I feel like we kind of glossed over that in recent episodes. So reintroducing that and having like a main course or main pours.
Main pours. I get it. I get it.
Anyway, this week, we're going to be changing up things a little bit. We're actually going to be doing our review first before we get to our main pours, which is going to be a flight. And we are going to be taking a look at the newest edition of Jim Beam Black.
Right front and center bourbon.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is a newly age-stated 7-year-old 90 proof bourbon, of course, from Jim Beam.
Claremont.
I got wind of this in a Liquor Barn email, and I didn't see like a TTB label or anything for it. And so I kind of was like, well, if we can snag a bottle of it, I feel like it will be a good review. But then also, it would be good to compare it to the older, extra aged. Not working.
This handle of old
Black Label edition, and then the old, what is this, 8-year-old age stated edition. So we will try some of that as well. But first and foremost, we're going to pour up the newly age stated 7-year and review that.
Let's do it.
So
this is a very, very dear to my heart label. Well, obviously this is a new one, but this bottle as a whole is the first bourbon that I ever drank.
Yeah.
And I was in college. I was over 21. And me and my now wife would buy your hands are soft.
I know.
I like that.
Never had a hard day's work in their life.
I like that. Me and April would buy a 750, and we would have a Diet Coke in one hand and Jim Beam Black in the other, and we would party hard for the night, and we would just share pours straight from the bottle and chase it with Coke or Diet Coke. And that, honestly, I started getting to where at that moment I didn't really need as much chaser anymore. So this bottle has always been kind of special to me because it reminds me of my first time having bourbon and meeting and partying with my wife back in the day.
So for anybody who may be new to the show, when we review bourbon, what? Oh, okay. When we review bourbon, we review it neat. We usually review it in Glencairns as well. I know this is old hat for people who have listened to the show for a while, especially, really, since we've been doing the podcast since episode 1. 328 episodes later, here we are. But that's just kind of standard fare, I suppose. Sometimes, if it's higher proof, we might review it with a little bit of water or ice or whatever. We haven't done that in a minute, but here we are. Some text on the bottle. After 7 years resting in barrels, something special happens. The liquid turns a rich gold with notes of caramel, vanilla, and warm oak. This is the smooth aged whiskey of Jim Beam Black. I love the gold text that is on the label that is basically embossing the Jim Beam aged 7 years label, or excuse me, information on here. I'm wondering if the 7 years age stated was specifically chosen because of the 7 generations of Jim Beam distillers that they highlight on the side label here. Which, by the way, if you are watching the video version, I'll talk about it for the audio listeners as well. This particular bottle was signed by both Fred and Freddie No. This was a bottle, and I did not know that this was happening, but it was signed at an event at Liquor Barn in Lexington, Kentucky. And they had a whole display of them. So I walked into Liquor Barn, and there was just a display sitting almost directly in my line of sight.
I love it
when I walked into the store. So I could go back and get another one. $23 a bottle for 7-year-old 90 proof bourbon. So we will get to our scoring system in just a moment. But
it smells so good.
I haven't even smelled it yet. So
it smells like you're eating Fruit Loops in a rick house. It's
you're not wrong.
I know. It smells like Fruit Loop cereal, but with barrel and rick house. Oh my
It's not particularly.
It's not like hitting you in the face, but
Jim Beam nutty or.
No, there's not. I don't get any salty nuttiness or anything like that. It's not Jim Beamy.
No, but it is. I do think it's reminiscent of Jim Beam White Label in that it's still got that like, I mean, what you're saying, it's like fruity and bourbon in and of itself is just very like sweet.
Yeah, it is.
And this is sweet.
Yeah, it smells sweet.
I like the nose.
It's just too
sweet. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed.
Oh. Okay. You know what you're getting here.
It's definitely not as fruity on the palate.
No, it's kind of thin.
But it's like
got a finish though.
You know what it is? If instead of like butter syrup for pancakes, they made caramel syrup.
Ooh. It is very caramelly.
Yeah.
It's very caramelly.
Like which I really want to like I want to be a thing now.
Caramelly?
Caramel. No, like caramel.
Caramel? Caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel.
You're getting caught in the weeds.
Ugh.
Caramel pancake syrup.
Ooh. Can you just put caramel over top of pancakes?
But not like the thick like syrup that you put in like milk or like on ice cream.
I bet they have something. I bet there's something.
Probably.
This is a very caramelly.
Yeah.
I love the finish on this. I think the finish for a 90 proof, a thinner pour is so good. I do get a little bit of that Fruit Loop on the finish, but up front, it is very caramelly. It's almost all caramel.
Little bit of green apple.
Caramel apple.
Yeah. I think that's the predominant note.
Yeah.
In all of this.
I think that's some of the fruit I'm getting on the finish. It's kind of coming back as a caramel apple.
It's good, man.
I mean,
it's just really, really solid.
This should be on everybody's show.
Yeah, I mean, it is immediately like one of the best value pours out there. Age stated 90 proof, $23.
Not for underage. I love that. It does say.
Okay, they could have taken a second pass at that phrase.
Not for underage.
Not for underage.
No, not for underage.
Okay, well, Stan, I know you just woke up and the Zoom meeting started 13 minutes ago.
Label. Print.
We can wait a little bit longer.
No, put it on there.
All right.
Did you proof it? Yeah. Put it on there.
Okay. Well, I mean,
did you put the thing about the age on? Yes, it's on there.
It's okay. Well,
it's right there.
Well, I guess somebody got their their enticement bottle in the mail yesterday.
Woo! Not for underage. That has cracked me up.
I love it.
Yeah.
This, I mean, it's just solid.
It is.
I am curious how it's gonna hold up in a cocktail.
It could.
I think that it's probably not gonna be the most effective in like an old fashioned
bourbon and Coke.
I think it's probably more for a bourbon and Coke kind of deal. I think it's probably really well tailored for like an Ale 8. Honestly,
I don't drink a lot of Ale 8, but I can see that.
Is it you that doesn't like Ale 8?
Yeah, I don't really. I've not had one in a long ass time.
But is it because you don't like it, or
I don't like the taste of it?
Okay.
Not that I don't like the people that like created it or anything like that. But no, I think this would be. It wouldn't be my first choice for an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But on the shelf, if I just want to grab something, pour it neat, or I want to mix up a bourbon and Coke Zero or something like that,
it'd be really good poolside.
Did they have handles of this?
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
When I was at Liquor Barn, so I'll tell people too about my experience buying this. The flight that we're going to do is going to include the previous bottling of Jim Beam Black.
No age statement on that?
No age statement on it. When I went to the shelf to see if they had the extra aged, they only had the handle of it, right? I asked if they had any of the. I hate to be the guy who's like, you got any in the back? But I asked if they had any of it.
What if they're like, no, but we got blends? What if they actually said that? You got any Jim Beam Black in the back? No, but we got Blantons.
You know, surprisingly enough, we've got cases of Blantons, but nobody's asked us recently.
Yeah. And you're like, no, I just want Jim Beam Black.
Anyway.
But you ended up what?
Well, I was like, well, I guess I'll get a handle of the, the extra aged because that was all they had available. It was $45. I was like, kind of backed into a corner, but that's what we do for content, I guess. But I went up to the register and they had their, their pint-sized bottles behind the counter. And they still had the pint-sized bottles. Well, I'll just show it. Of the extra aged. So I was just like, well, I'd rather get one of these instead of the full handles. So I grabbed one of those.
You got one. I'm going to go ahead and open it up while we're getting ready.
Yeah.
Heck? That's not a thing. We can keep talking. What is that?
I don't know.
It's my house.
It sounds like the opposite of a vacuum cleaner.
I don't know what's happening anymore, Perry. I've lost all control upstairs.
Anyway. There should be a perforated. Okay, well, that's one way to do it. It seemed unnecessary, but
that's how strong I am.
You can use the scissors?
No, I didn't use the scissors. Didn't help any. I did that all with my own strength.
Okie dokie. Anyway. Before we get to this flight, we are going to put the new 7-year-old Jim Beam through the TIMBP review paces, which is a 4-tiered category system of nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5, and a final score is out of 20. If you want to know kind of generally what it is out of 100, you can multiply each category out of or by 5. I don't typically like multiplying it out of 5 or by 5 because I think that it seems more fair if you keep it out of 20.
When you're listening to this podcast review, think of 20 as your maximum score.
Also, if you're going off of American grading systems, the ABCDF system is really, really unfair and limited. If you go international, their 50 is really good compared to an American 50.
Yeah, it's because
it's really, really stupid when you compare how American grading scales are. Yeah. Anyway,
they're usually more healthy. They eat better. They don't smoke as much. So their 50s are hot. Our 50s sometimes look bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway. What are you thinking about the nose?
I love the nose.
I do too.
I think the nose is by far the most complex part of this pour. And it's very unique. It's very different than Jim Beam. I'm not going to say it's oh my God, it's
not blowing your balls off.
It's not blowing my balls off. But it's better than average.
Sure.
3.5.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I I like it in the realm of bourbon. I wish that it were a little bit more Jim Beam coated. It's just, it's good. It's not great. Gotcha. I suppose.
I agree.
I'm approaching this in a nose perspective as like, I'm excited about the fact that this is bourbon.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I'm excited that this is a Jim Beam bourbon.
Right.
I guess. However, once I get to the palate, I'm really getting excited about this. That's when I'm starting to get towards the 3.5.
Okay.
I hate to like split hairs, and I really wanted to kind of push this towards a 4. And if we operated on like a 0.25 grading scale, I would have almost gone towards a 3.75.
Gotcha.
But I'm not doing that math, and I don't care to.
Math be hard.
So I'm sticking with 3.5.
Nice.
On the palate.
I'm a 3. To me, I think you could tell when I was drinking it, it dips a little bit. So I went to a 3, but I'm in a big finish mood, man. Like, and this thing comes back with a vengeance on the finish. I do give the finish a 4. I love the finish. I thought I liked the nose the most, but I love the finish. And to be a 90 proof, like kind of a thinner pour, the fact that it has such a big, complex finish to me is awesome.
I'm gonna give the finish a 3.5. Kind of for the same reason that I give the palate 3.5. It elevates what I like about the nose in that it reminds me that I am drinking a Jim Beam. It starts to go into the woody, nutty territory, but also it's the fruitier, lighter side of things that, especially with like modern Jim Beam,
right?
I'm reminded of. But I really do enjoy the fact that I'm not upset about the fact that it's a lighter proof either. I mean, I think it's bold. I think it's complex. Of course, being the proof hound that I am, I do wish that it had a little bit more oomph to it, but I'm not going to hold it against it. I think for what it is, it's got a lot to it.
It does.
So, at the moment, I am at a 10. At a price of $23, though.
Bro.
That's a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yes.
That is
4 out of 5. If this was this will get a 5 and I'm being very picky on this, if it was a $19.99 bottle. You know, when you see $19.99 in this, you'd be like, but over a little bit, 4.5, bro. 15 for me.
Yeah, this is a 14 out of 20.
So good.
Goodness gracious. What are we doing? I mean, for all of the talk of people saying that bourbon has jumped the shark, or that we are in an era where
Jump the ship?
Shark.
Have I been saying it wrong the whole time?
No, they're two different phrases.
Oh.
So jump ship means that you're just like,
that's what they were like, I hate bourbon. Ah!
Yeah, exactly. But jump the shark means that
they survived.
Jumping the shark means that you have you're exceeding the gimmick of it, right?
Gotcha. I did not know that.
Yeah. So that actually is a phrase that started with Happy Days.
When he's done the
when Fonzie literally jumped a shark.
Got it.
And that was when the popularity started to tank.
Yeah.
Because it was like gimmicky and everything.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that this is like kind of evidence.
Put this on your bar, Carl. Put this on your shelf. I mean,
like things might be turning a corner. Like if we're talking about the bubble bursting, or I don't know. I think that this is a good sign that we're at least the environment is healing.
It is good. And look at that label, sexy.
I don't have any problem with it.
Sexy as hell.
So, this is our main pours, or whatever we're calling this segment of the show, pre or post review, depending on the context of the episode. So we are taking the review, or we are taking whatever it is that we are doing with. What is input? No, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to contextualize things here.
You're just happy that this was not.
I'm happy.
Road that you bought the other day.
Well, yeah, but that's a different conversation altogether. Yeah. So in this case, and like I feel like this could even wind up being like a YouTube video in and of itself. Maybe it will be someday. I don't know.
About the motivation.
I do. Well. Hey, nothing says work harder like
Woodford Reserve. Let's drink some Jim Beam.
Yeah. So here, the flight that we are doing, and when I found out that this 7-year black label Jim Beam was a thing, my immediate response was, "Oh well, why don't we just compare it to?"
We have.
We may as well.
We have the technology. We can do this. We can do this. We can win.
I can win. I can do this. Anyway, so we are taking this handle of Jim Beam Black 8-year-old that you were the bourbon finder himself.
Yeah.
Allocated for you, old Swanee.
He found this just sitting in the store like 2 years ago.
Yeah. And then we are taking the extra aged, non-age stated. This is 86 proof. And if I'm not mistaken, the 8-year-old is also 86 proof. Yes. And then the new 7-year, which is 90 proof, and comparing the three. I kind of wanted to include there was that period where, and not to be like, oh, it's a different, shaped bottle and everything, but like a few years ago, it was, the older style Jim Beam bottle.
The square.
And it was extra aged and 86 proof, but the rumor was that was like 6 to 8 years old. I think this extra aged was closer to like 5 to 6 years old. I don't know for sure. But regardless, I am just curious how these all kind of stack up against each other.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start with the
cheers.
The 8-year, your golden boy. I mean, look, just right off the bat, I mean, that's just dusty good bourbon.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's
crazy that I was chugging this with one hand.
The comparison is almost nonsensical.
It is. It's so dusty Jim Beam, almost decanter style Jim Beam.
But like going past it, I do think that the fruitiness is still there.
It's still there. There's no peanuts on this. It's fruit. It's definitely fruit. God, yeah.
I mean,
fruity, dusty.
So
bean.
Immediately though, I want to go. I mean, tell me those two are not.
They're
remarkably similar. Going to the 7-year-old.
They're Uncle Daddies.
Uncle Daddies.
It's crazy. They are definitely.
The Marlboro Lights are on there. They're starting to feel a little.
Go get Uncle Daddy a drink. Bring me that from the fridge.
No, they are. It's just like a dusty version of the new version.
And it's so funny that the only one that truly feels like an outlier on the nose is the extra aged.
Yeah. Don't smell like anything.
It smells like watermelon.
It does have like this weird tropical note, but it doesn't smell like, you almost have to like put your nose down into that glass to get it to come out. There's not much. When you compare them back to back on the nose, like you have to dig deep for that non-age stated one. Okay.
Weird. All right. Well, let's go. Age stated.
Did it taste like this back in the day when I would just...
You just probably didn't notice it.
I didn't notice anything.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's really good.
That's really good. It's just that, it's almost that same feeling of like when you take a Wild Turkey 101 that you've just opened, and then you take a dusty turkey.
Yeah.
And it's like they're both good, but that special dusty, funky thing is just on that one. And it's like that. It's like it once again. I'm gonna take a
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yes, it is. It's just like the dusty note is just not on the new one, but the new one has the same characteristics. This is crazy.
But the proof is doing so much extra work on the 7-year.
True.
I think for all of the flavor that the age is doing on the 8-year,
the proof is adding that extra hump.
I think it is
on the new one. Bro, this is the cousin nobody wants around. I mean, it just doesn't belong.
You guys want to go play Roblox with me in my bedroom?
What kind of games you all got?
What do you have on your phone?
You got any snacks?
Dude,
it's not good.
It's acidic compared to the other two. I'm sure, like, on its own,
I'm sure it would be
probably fine.
It would do what it's supposed to do. But when you put it back to back with all these, you got the OG and the new. You can tell that they're a team. And then this is, man.
You know that scene in the Disney Hercules movie where he's going up to the other group of kids? They're like, exactly he's like, we already got 5, and we want to keep it an even number. He's like, oh, okay. Wait, 5. This is what the extra aged feels like.
Yeah. Dude. I mean, that
the extra aged is like
you do not belong.
One of these things is not like
what
the
if I just
other.
threw it back?
Well, I spent money on it, so don't please.
Oh, sorry. What are you gonna do with this now?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
What are you gonna do with this?
I mean, I'll probably drink it, or
what are you gonna do with this?
Okay.
About time you answered the right thing. No, this. I think this shows that the new one is worth it. I don't even know how to say worth it. Like, it's $23. Like, the new one is right here with the OG.
I think they are so on point with each other to the point where, like, I'm not even wanting for this to come back.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, we got plenty for a little
Oh
while.
yeah, for sure. But like the 7-year is so incredible.
It is. It is. And this poor thing right here, I don't know what to do with it.
Well, we can send it off to camp for the summer, whatever. We forget to pick it up at the bus stop.
It comes back and murders us.
It's okay. I know you guys are busy.
We're gonna mix any of these?
We could just mix
I
all.
say we don't mix the ones.
Okay.
Let's mix the ones that are supposed to mix.
Yeah, we got to keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family, Jim Beam. I mean, they are a family-oriented company.
You know what? I am kind of curious.
Oh boy, try it first without it. That's actually really good.
Oh, I don't mind that at all.
All right, all three. Menage a beam.
We had to.
It's not bad. It's not good.
I don't mind it. It's fine for what it is. Please stop pretending to throw the bourbon I bought. I mean,
I cannot wait to go buy one of these for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. How many of these signed ones do they have?
A lot.
Damn.
I mean, like, probably 50.
Okay.
I mean, I might even go back and buy another one just so I have an unopened bottle.
That's good. No, I want one.
Yeah.
I want my own.
I'm a fan. All right. Well, I guess it's time for us to...
Sorry.
I mean, it's open. You can have it if you want. I'll just go buy an unopened.
Just playing.
All right. Well,
It's time for what?
it's time for us to move into Barrel Rings. That's our segment of the show that you can be a part of if you call or text the number 859
428
8253. That number is 859-428-8253. You call or text that number. We will listen to it or read it out here on the show. That's how you can be a part of it if you want to be the third co-host for a brief moment in time. We're happy to have you. Sometimes if you call in multiple times over a few weeks, you can extend your streak. You'll be the reigning MVP.
MVP.
It's just too good. But streaks have been broken recently.
Really?
Yeah, we got somebody completely brand spanking new
I didn't know about this.
calling in this week. It's from our dear friend Connor.
Our dear friend Connor?
Yeah,
Connor
Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick? Him? I know we have a couple of Connors, but this is the best Connor. What?
We can't name one person better than the other.
Why?
Because it's not fair.
They didn't call in? He
Fine,
did.
Whatever.
What's going on, fellas? This is Connor here in Dallas, Texas. I know Eric's favorite whiskey place is Texas, so down here in the South. And just thinking of you guys, long-time listener, first-time caller, and I was thinking of you guys because we just finished a tasting with Dixon Deadman with the new Kiowa series, or out of the Icon series with the 2XO brand.
I'm waiting on it.
Super good, super well balanced, really sweet profile. Looking forward to y'all's review on that in the future. And just thought I'd give you guys a ring. Looking forward to TIMBP weekend. And early high proof hot take would be get your tickets, guys, ladies, whoever. Get your tickets for that weekend. It's gonna be really fun. Also was enjoying a little bit of the barrel rye collab with David over at Whiskey in My Wedding Ring, the Armagnac blend y'all did, or the rye finish in Armagnac, excuse me, y'all released last year. And if y'all are sleeping on that, if there's any bottles left, man, sign up. definitely get that. You will not be disappointed. So hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all have a good week and that more people sign up for the weekend, and looking forward to it. Cheers, fellas. Take care.
Dude, thank you so much.
Okay, it's dog time again, everybody.
Dog time again.
What's going on? Hello, buddies.
Okay, the dogs are down here.
Sorry. This is main episode dog time. Stan and Ace are
Go on, Stan,
visited.
Go upstairs. Go on. Or not.
Stan, can you lay down? Do you know lay down? Stan, you go, boy.
Go on, Stan. Hey, buddy. Dog time. Dogging together.
We love dog time. He's a good boy, though.
I guess I should go take him upstairs. Hey. Unless you'll just sit right there.
Can you hang out? Hey, sweet boy. Oh, he's on camera, too.
You make it on camera?
He did. Look, Stan made it on camera.
Stan's on camera.
Here
And
comes
there's
Ace. I can't believe this episode.
Dog time all day.
Hello, sweet boy.
All right, let's go upstairs. All right, we're back.
What were we talking about?
Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Connor. I can't wait to hug you and give you a big old kiss on the cheek. What?
On the butt.
On the butt. You be ready, boy. No, I appreciate you calling in.
Pucker up.
I love having a new caller.
Yeah,
and hearing
I do too.
a voice. Hearing a new voice. It's so fun. And I cannot wait to try that new blend from Dixon. That's the one I'm waiting on. And then he's also got another one called the Sneakerhead blend out. So I can't wait to do that either. But yes, as soon as we get that, we'll have the review. And I can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
And I will review you.
It's going to be
1 out of 20. You know,
Maybe 3.
I would.
Do you have any high proof hot takes this week?
Not really.
I don't really either.
I think when we hit that positive note the midweek, I felt good.
Yeah, it was like
I felt good.
everything kind of
Yeah.
on up. But tips and bits.
Tips and bits.
This is where we tell you things we've been enjoying or
recommend something. It's the stuff where you don't talk about bourbon. This is the part where we talk a little bit. Maybe we won't embellish things.
Oh, come on.
I'm just playing.
Jeez Louise.
I recommend going back if you have not and watching WrestleMania 40.
Oh, yes. You got to talk about this for a second.
So good. It was 2 nights, Saturday night and Sunday night. And the main event of Saturday night was Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns and The Rock. The Rock has come back to WWE for this event, and he is a bad guy.
Because he couldn't make it in the DC film universe.
Sure. But he's a better villain. He's a better villain in WWE than he is in DC. Which he wasn't really a villain, but
the hierarchy didn't shift the way that he thought it would.
I don't know. Either way, so the tag team match set the rules for the main event the next night.
Adam sucked.
We know. You don't have to put that in people's heads.
We can talk about it again if you want to.
We don't have to do that. Don't
you
do that.
saw it?
Yes.
It was a bad movie.
It was. I'm saying we don't have to bring that up.
It was
again.
really bad.
So I'm not going to spoil anything, but if Cody and Seth won, then the Bloodline, who is Roman Reigns' like family and group, they couldn't interfere in the match the next night. It would be a clean match. Well, you know, whatever happened then led into the next night, which Cody Rhodes has been in the WWE for the past 2 years, and he's been building the story. Roman Reigns has been the champion for hundreds and hundreds of days, and it all came to a conclusion last night that is just so good. It makes me realize how much I love wrestling. It's one of the best Manias in a while. I also watched Cowboy Bebop live.
You did, yeah.
Which was a jazz band played along to Cowboy Bebop. They would play scenes in the back, and then they would play the music live, and it was here at the Lexington Opera House. So good. They do a tour, so if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop, if you're a fan of jazz music, I recommend jumping in on that. It's just so good. Cowboy Bebop in general, the anime, forget the Netflix stuff. You've heard me talk about it so many times, but yeah, Cowboy Bebop live band, the Cowboy Bebop band. What?
I was watching a streamer recently reference Cowboy Bebop Netflix, and they were watching something, and whatever they were watching was talking about blackmail, and they paused and they go, "Oh, it's because you are black and you are male." And they're like, "Oh," they're like, "What are you talking about?" Somebody in chat was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, it's a Cowboy Bebop from Netflix." And
That was not part of the anime.
like, that sounds like blackmail. It's like, well, that's because you are black and you are male.
That show is
The worst line from
so dumb.
from that series.
But the anime is my favorite.
Yeah.
What you got?
Such a great show. So in Perry's weird, quirky purchases that he continues to talk about on TIMBP, I was watching a video from a YouTube channel that I've been watching for a while, and I don't think I've ever talked about it on the show before. But it's called Taki Udon, and they cover typically retro gaming handhelds,
Which you have a bunch of.
I have quite a few of, and they recently covered a new cartridge for the Switch that can house a bunch of emulated games that the way that they put it
illegal.
was basically
Yeah.
right. But the way that they put it was they can be read however many times,
Yeah.
right? But if it gets picked up by Nintendo, it'll get flagged as like there's no original certificate for it being yours.
Right.
And out of convenience, I've had these retro gaming handhelds for so many years, and I've kind of been avoiding like buying old systems because I didn't want to deal with the having the hardware around for because
a lot of
like
extra space.
yeah, exactly. And like Game Boys are not exactly the most convenient systems to play, and like I don't
You
have
could buy the one. I had that thing
setups.
for my Super Nintendo. You put the Game Boy cartridge in the cartridge, and you played it on your Super
right.
Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. And like you have at this point you have to buy like converters so you can hook up a PlayStation or a Super Nintendo to like your TV and everything. But like it technology got to a certain point where it was like, oh well, you can play Super Nintendo games on a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
So I bought a Game Boy Advance SP.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Dude,
I had a purple one of these.
I love this freaking thing so much. And
Oh,
I'm so
Game Boy player. I love it.
yeah.
Dun.
I've got Super Mario 3 running on it right now. This actually has been in the works for about a month now. I initially bought this, and ooh, it does. Look at that. I initially bought this, and when I was first testing it out, the battery died after about 5 minutes. And so I was talking to the seller, and I was like, what's going on with this? And he was like, I genuinely have no idea. It's really hard to diagnose this kind of issue over message. I can refund you, or I can send you a replacement, whatever you want to do. And I was like, I really want one of these. I'll just send it back if you want to work on it, or if you want to, send me a replacement, whatever's easiest. So I sent it back, and he actually worked on, this one.
That's the one.
And sent it back to me within a week. So it all in all took about a month.
You just replace the battery or something?
Yeah, it had like a leak or something. There was an issue with one of the cables and the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So it was draining the battery exponentially. And I tried multiple games in multiple different brightness and sound settings, and I could not get it to last any more than anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Even on charge, the light would turn from green to red. So I was like, I just really wanted it, and part of it was because I'm so weird about, and I know that it's all fleeting. I know that I'm like, it's all landfill space eventually, but I like being able to have some kind of record of like the things that I've accomplished.
Yeah.
If I play the video games,
I get it.
like I want to have some record of it.
That's why I don't delete my Crunchyroll history, because I want to see all the animes I've
Yeah, exactly. And like over time, like now that I've had space, like I'm getting into, having physical media again, like buying physical video games and buying DVDs and whatnot. Or action figures.
Yeah.
And I haven't even talked about this. I bought a Batman action figure.
That's awesome.
Recently, which I'll probably bring in for show and tell.
You gonna leave it here?
No.
I'll borrow it. I'll borrow it.
For what?
I don't know. To put it on my shelf for a little bit. We'll just share.
Okay.
You can borrow one of mine.
All right. Well, it's really cool. And
But I have cool figures too.
Okay.
We can borrow. We can share.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Cool.
Anyway, now that I have the space again, like I just like having the physical media.
Well, I like seeing you have that stuff, because I know you are a collector at heart.
Yeah, I am.
know the stuff that you have already. I'm glad you got a space to display.
Yeah. So once that seed kind of got planted in my brain about it, like, there's a reality of, well, you might not be able to access the things that you've accomplished with games or whatever. I was like, I should probably invest in something. And the other sad reality of it too, do you know that original cartridge Game Boy games operate off of batteries that eventually die?
Oh.
And when they die, your save history dies with it. So
I didn't think about that.
So, and for anybody who doesn't know this, like your Generation 1 Pokemon team that you spent
They're dead.
hours and hours and hours working
They're
on,
all
they are
dead.
gone. I mean, just like
They're dead.
completely gone. That Elite Four team that you
You're hurting the listeners right now.
They're gone.
You're hurting the
But
watchers.
I mean, like that's the reality of it, though.
I
like
understand.
you can't.
You're being real.
You can even go back and replace that battery.
And then it won't be there.
They're just not there.
I can't do this. Can't do this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let's have a moment of silence for our fallen Pokemon teams. You know what hasn't fallen, though?
The Patreon?
The Patreon. Go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show, but at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get the bonus episodes. You get this episode uncut, which there's a lot of uncut stuff this week. Trust me. And it's the first place you get a chance to buy VIP tickets to the weekend. It's the first place that you get to hear about stuff. It's the first place that you get, if we do the next barrel pick, we're going to work on it. Trust me, it's going to come soon. And you also get access to the Discord where we're talking to you and we're doing stuff all the time, probably too much. We're getting mad at each other in there. We're blocking people and we're unblocking them, and it's all the time. But patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. If you want to get some merch, bourbonshop.threadless.com. Perry's got all the designs up there. We'll probably have a TIMBP Weekend 2024 design up there soon you can get. Grab some merch. If you want to send a email, you can send an email to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You know, there's instant messaging, there's Instagram, all that stuff. If you're old school and you just want to send an email to say, hey, I want to send something to you, or do I send an email there? Where can they send samples to?
Oh, P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522.
That's where it is. Send it there. We'll get some mail. We'll do a review. We'll do it, put it on the Patreon, whatever. Send us physical things there.
Yeah.
Send yourself. We don't care.
Nah.
I mean,
Don't do that.
Okay.
I don't have the space.
Okay.
I'm trying to prepare a room for my next kid.
Well, they can help you prepare it.
I got another child coming.
If you want to see more stuff on Perry's family, go to PRitter1792 on all social media. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram.
Intrude upon my life.
Whiskey Mutant. You can follow the show at My Bourbon Pod on all platforms. You can go to Facebook. This is My Bourbon Podcast Facebook group. Answer some questions. We'll let you in there. We usually do show updates. As the live show gets closer in the weekend, we'll start posting updates there. So get on that. Go to YouTube if you're listening and want to watch this. Perry puts all the episodes live on YouTube. He also goes live every Thursday at 7, does a 2-hour stream.
Yep.
I was there last night. I try to visit as frequently as I can, and I will see you guys a lot more frequently as we get closer to the live show.
Yeah,
on there.
that winds up basically being like a bonus episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast when Eric's over there too.
Yes.
So
like, comment, subscribe, hit the bells, do all the stuff. You know, if you're on a podcast platform, leave a review. We'll read your review out. We want 5-star reviews.
I don't think we have any new
If you
reviews,
want to
but
leave a
I'll check.
1-star, that's fine. Leave a comment. Do all the stuff. You know what to do. You've heard it. You've watched your favorite YouTube people. You've watched your favorite cartoons. Whatever you watch on YouTube and listen to, your comedians. Do all the stuff for us. We love you. Share the show. TIMBP Live, May 25th, 6 to 9 p.m., Lexington, Kentucky, Base 110. Tickets are on sale now. Brands, guests, giveaways, all the stuff, food.
Tastings, food.
We're going to party like it's 1999.
I was 6.
Well, you're going to see what it was like to be an adult and party like it's 1999. We love you. Take us home.
Okie dokie. Okay, we'll see you real soon. Until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast.
Dog time!
All right!
Hey! Dog time.
It's dog time.
April's mad.
I'm freaking out.